Hi, this is Paul Palmer. Today, I want to talk about people's attitudes and how they influence the results that you achieve in your business. In a company I work with, one of the people that was working there, he decided to confide in me that his previous role, he'd actually worked to the minimum requirements to maintain his position. Somehow his employer, his manager, had some sort of dispute with him. And rather than leave, he decided he was going to do the minimum he had to do to keep his job. The company had really strict guidelines on what was expected. And as a result, he didn't develop in his role, but also he didn't lose his job. He just maintained status quo. I don't know what happened. I don't know what the issue was with the manager, but his attitude to the role meant that nothing got any better. The processes, the systems didn't improve. The SOPs that he'd set up as part of his role in the pharmaceutical company just maintained status quo. Another example, this time outside pharmaceuticals, a manager I was working with assumed just because he told somebody to do it on the other shift that he'd do it. He didn't consider the fact that the notification might not be enough for that other manager to understand. He didn't spend any time with him making sure it was clear. And in communication, you always have to make sure it's the person receiving the communication that understands so that he can act on it. So the manager that was giving the guidance, his attitude just assumed that they could get it. He had the experience, he must be able to do it, and just told him. In another case, one manager was consistently amending any of the submissions from the work that the team had been creating. So one of the team that submitted work to her, the supervisor, I was working with her, and she said, oh, there's no point putting a lot of effort into it because when we pass it to the manager, she's going to change it anyway. So we might as well just do the basic. And that was her attitude. But that was based on the way she'd been treated. So if you're in a leadership position, if you're managing a team, be careful what you do, because what you do will influence the way your team behaves, their attitudes towards you, and they won't necessarily be outright straight and tell you. Maybe they'll just keep doing the job, but nothing moves forward, and you don't get the best out of them. So be careful how you treat them. Thanks. That's it, Paul Palmer.